Good morning. Oh, another beautiful day in Temagami. We pushed a little bit farther than we wanted to yesterday, but it was well worth it for this epic waterfall site we had at Elizabeth Falls. Today we're gonna work our way north. We're just past the halfway mark of our trip, which means it's all downhill from here. Except it's not, because yeah, where we're going in the next couple days is, I believe, one of the highest lakes in Ontario. Today our plan is to work our way up into Ka Lake, KAA, and then down into Wabin for the night. Can't wait to get on the water. One of the worst places we've had to launch yet, and they've been bad. Kind of a cool spot. I feel like the channel's getting more interesting the more we follow it up, which is usually the opposite of what happens.
This trip has Ryan and I considering getting a tandem just for like these bigger, longer trips, so we're not spending so much energy doing the portage twice. Well, really 3 times, since we have to walk back to get our second load of stuff. It would be ideal. We just have to consider how to condense all the gear and food down into something I can actually manage to carry all at once. We've seen how nice it is with other people that can just do a single carry, even though we're faster paddlers, and they can just smoke us on the portage. Anyway.
Wait. Rocky. That was a fun portage. Oh, first like 200-300 meters of that was rough. Fancy footwork. Lots of fun. Oh, the rest of it wasn't that bad though. Guessing we're already almost at the next portage from the look of it. One of the nice things about a kayak paddle, you can just lead your boat up if you want to, hoping that you don't step on unstable rocks. In some ways I like it better than lining. Want me to teach yours and I'll do mine first?
How do you feel about the portage?
Nicest portage yet. Nice flat road. Sun's not out.
Some nice and round wort. It's a really good healing herb, actually. You can put the blossoms in oil in the sun and oil will turn red. It's good for scrapes and bruises. Also can be used as an antidepressant, but careful on ingestion because it can have a lot of bad drug interactions. This is some yarrow. Again, another medicinal herb. I once read this cool thing that was talking about how Celtic warriors would actually staunch their wounds with yarrow. You can also drink it as a tea. It's a great little herb. The best find of this whole trip. Look at these rose hips. They're not ripe yet, But rose hips are super tasty and a really good source of vitamin C. You can do lots with them. You can eat them like a fruit. You can dry them out to make tea. You can put them into a jelly or a syrup. Really quite versatile.
Nona keeps wanting to get out of the canoe, so she's swimming. Ready to stay in the canoe yet, puppy? So far, working our way up into Ka Lake has been pretty brutal. And after Ka, we got another creek, I'm pretty sure, that we got to go down or up. I'm not really sure. Hoping it's not like this creek, because this is almost giving me memories of top of the Black River. Like the first trip video, really, that I did for the channel. And I just said I don't recommend that. If you're gonna do the Black River, I recommend starting from Bridge Rapids, because it's pretty nice from there down, but everything above that was just a slog. Woo! Finally made it to Ka, I think. That was a push. We're at the Portage out of Ka Lake. This is the point where we kind of turn and start heading sort of southwest down towards Waben Lake and eventually Smoothwater. Would I do that section again? Probably not. I'd probably would have just gone the other way and paddled back down towards Gamble, but hey, here we are. We're hoping that Waben Lake is pretty. It looks like it has some nice contour lines and caves marked on it, so if we're spending the night there, hopefully it makes this all worthwhile. Well, that was a very brief moment of no swamp paddling. And we're back to this. Good times. So far, much better than the other creek. Hope I don't jinx us by saying that though.
The creek in this section is a little too shallow, and there's just a path that joins it with the next portage. So we're just saving ourselves from getting in and out of the boat for a short paddle, but it means a longer portage.
This looks like a tight squeeze. A little confusing because the map tells you to go on the east side of the lake, but it sure looks like the west side is better. Didn't even know if we were gonna sneak through there. The friggin' cliffs on the east side of this lake are ridiculous. Kind of see them peeking through the trees there. Cool stuff. Stop for a quick lunch break, and this is a beautiful lake. I honestly wouldn't mind getting stuck here, except we haven't seen a super nice campsite, but this one's not terrible. And the view is just spectacular of the cliffs. Can't believe it. We just got 2 more portages to get us down to Waben Lake, which is camp for the night, hopefully. Looks like we're racing the rain, so we better get this done quick.
Well, it was supposed to be like a 480 and the pond's dried up, so we're going a marshing. connect to the next portage, which makes this like a kilometer long. We dropped our stuff off at the side of the quote next portage because this was brutal.
Oh. Welcome to Waving. Oh, happy to be here. That's a hike and a half. So we made it onto Waving and got another epic site. Not the greatest climb up to the site, but the view from it is spectacular. It's kind of weird going in through these lakes. It's almost like somebody's given us a sign that we shouldn't have come this way, because a lot of the fire pits through this area aren't really used. So it doesn't look like a lot of people pass through this way, but Waving and Bar are just beautiful lakes. Crazy elevation changes on the sides of them. Beautiful cliffs. Yeah, can't say enough about these two lakes. It's a lot nicer than Gamble as a access, but the route we took to get here wasn't the greatest. Kind of wish we just went down through Gamble, but hey, it is what it is. We had the time to see a little bit more since we cut out part of our route and changed our plans, so yeah, we're just enjoying the sights on these lakes that seems like a lot of people haven't paddled before. One of the big reasons I love a kayak paddle is because it makes correcting where you're going while you're fishing kind of nice. I can just do little corrections while I stand up in the boat. Like setting my rod down, sitting down, brace off your back, put your arms straight, and just kind of pry off your back. Let you spin around nice. And lets me keep fishing without ever sitting down. Handy. Again, nothing I would really consider a cave so far, but one gigantic freaking rock cliff. I'm gonna fall off there. Alright, I might have found the caves. This is actually a cave. It doesn't seem huge, but if I can fit inside of it, I would consider it a cave. Another little cave. And a third one. Not the most impressive caves I've ever found, but cool nonetheless. Would be helpful if you forgot your tent at home. We're getting a bit of thunder rolling off in the distance. This could be an interesting night. Especially because Nona doesn't really like lightning. Same thing. Lightning, thunder, tomato, same thing. Good morning. Another beautiful but windy day. We have a lot of portages in store for us today, which is kind of been the par for the course, Castle says. We're saying this is almost like a hiking trip where we decided to bring canoes. It's been kind of brutal, but the scenery's been beautiful, as you can see. Oh, we're hoping to make it to Sunnywater for lunch, which is one of the clearest lakes in the park. Actually, I think it is the clearest lake in the park, maybe, quote me. Very comparable to the famous Nellie Lake in Killarney. So we're excited for that, and then hopefully make it down to Smoothwater, which probably won't be very smooth because it's super windy this morning. Luckily we dodged the storm last night. The lightning, thunder stayed to the north of us, so that was nice. Had a bit of a lightning show as we were going to sleep though. A little tip to save cooking fuel on a long trip like this so you don't run out is to just fill your cooking pot up with water from your water filter instead of getting it from the lake. That way you don't have to bring the water to a full boil, which on a 10-day trip is probably going to get you a few extra meals out of your fuel bottle. Keep that in mind.
Your feet. It looks so white and like pale and sad.
And sad.
Sad that they're going in the wet shoes for another day.
Oh, the wet shoes. We brought some water shoes or river boots to keep dry feet, but we ended up just using our shoes because the Portages are so rugged that the river boots and that wouldn't be very nice on the feet when you step on sharp objects. Whoa! Woohoo! I'm coming for you, Mama. Oh! That was hectic. Wind and rocks equal no fun. Call this portage the Waving Highway. We're hoping that means it's easy, the easy way to go, straightforward, you know, like taking the highway. Here's hoping.
Portaging tip: when you're going uphill, especially when you have heavy gear on your back, just like lean a little bit into the hill, like lean forward. It just allows your body to get natural momentum to move forward. And if you're tired, take a break and enjoy the scenery. Blueberries are very abundant in this area. We try not to take a lot from the bushes. We want to make sure that we're always leaving some for wildlife and not enough for the plant. It can be really bad for both the wildlife that rely on the food source and also a detriment to the plant itself, because blueberries naturally have seeds and they're going to drop. Birds are eating them. Some of these seeds will come out in their feces and they might be able to grow, but also the older berries will fall beneath and they'll grow again next year.
It felt longer. Well, we made it to Sunnywater and it's not very sunny. There's a rather angry storm bearing down on us right now. Thunder, lightning, the whole bit. Planned on stopping and having lunch at the end of the portage before we paddled across Sunnywater. And then we came across the lake and almost immediately seen a huge lightning strike, and then the rain picked up. So we just set up the tarp and we're just chilling, seeing how it goes. before we set everything up and just call this site for the night. We have some friendlier looking skies heading towards us now. The rain's starting to peter off, so we're gonna pack up the tarp and try and make a run for smooth water. Wish us luck. Anytime I talk to somebody about this lake, I tell them it's like swimming in bottled water. Castle, what do you think of sunny water?
It's so cool. Look, I can see the bottom.
It's like blue colored too, eh?
Yeah.
Not even quite turquoise.
You could make a bottled water commercial here.
Yeah. This is where our bottled water comes from. Sunny Water Lake.
So cool.
It looks so blue.
I wish it was sunny.
Never had a sunny day on sunny water.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 cool lake. It's so blue. It's so nice.
It's a cool lake, eh?
Yeah. It's so cool.
It's unbelievably blue.
I've never seen anything like it unless like a little kid took a crayon and drew it. But...
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're now entering a fish sanctuary for the endangered species, the Aurora trout. Let's keep your hooks to yourselves.
Everything looks nice after the rain. A little slippery, but it's so pretty. Kind of worth it. We just came down that. This is quite steep and rocky, and since it just rained, it's very slippery. It's really pretty and really cool though. Just watch your step. There's a wild Nona! Here she comes! Get out of my boat! Are you a dolphin?
Well, I don't know how he did it, but 4 epic campsites in a row. Man, hard to beat this. The only one problem with it is that we were racing a camp group all the way down here, and we kind of figured we were going for the same sites as they were. We were a lot faster than they were, so we got here first, but then they decided to set up camp pretty much right next to us. They came over to warn us about the noise for the night though, which we really appreciate that. That was really nice. And honestly, don't mind that much. I mean, how can you be pissed off with a view like this? Whew. Beautiful spot, but it's pretty busy. What are the seagulls saying, Nona? Seagull stuff? Good morning. It is nice and foggy, overcast this morning. I was hoping we were going to wake up to a sunny day, but can't win them all. Today we're just going to try and work our way down towards Scarecrow Lake. If we do well, we'll probably make it to Scarecrow Lake. If not, we'll probably stay on McCullough, I think it is, or Mahill. It would be nice to just have to climb Ishpatina Ridge on Saturday, and that's basically our day. Maybe do a little bit of paddle, cover some ground, and that's it. Oh, I can't wait to be back up the mountain.
soon. Here.
Kind of sad to see all the little bits of garbage and food and little articles of clothing that people have left in this beautiful spot. Kind of breaks your heart a little bit, but I guess the way it is because it's close to access point. I mean, it's the access point I used 4 or 5 years ago when I did part of this route. Just finishing packing up, and then we're gonna be on the road for another day. Yeah, that's what we were camped next to. Needless to say, they were a little bit loud, but not too bad. We're on the water pretty early, and it's already a little bit choppy. I mean, it was worse the first time I ever paddled it years ago, but starting to think smooth water is ironically named. Luckily, it's not too much of a battle yet. Little baby McGansers. Pretty ducks.
Well, we are starting our morning with the biggest portages, like every other day, which is preferable. This portage, pretty narrow, lots of rocks, lots of roots.
I'd imagine it's down at the end of the lake, but you might want to just peek into that bay.
It's pretty nice when all you can see is straight ahead of you on the portage. It's very flat. Very nice. And the sun came out. So, things are looking up Millhouse.
This little pond hopping section going down from smooth water to scarecrows bring back some memories of when I did this years ago. Every time we get to a portage, Castle asks me, "Do you remember this portage?" And I'm like, "No." And then when we get into it, I'm like, "Yeah, I remember this portage." Oh. Okay. Seem to remember a nice campsite at the end of this lake, so I think we're gonna stop for lunch. And then after lunch, we only got 3 more portages. 2 of them were really short, so woohoo! Can't wait for Scarecrow tonight. Not sure what site I'm hoping we get, but there is a group that seems to be making a little bit better time through these portages because they can single carry them. First sighting of Ishpatina Ridge. I see the tower. Ooh, after the push today, I definitely think we're doing that tomorrow though. Poor puppy's cold. She went swimming on the last portage. Carry my boat away. It's actually working. Perfect. Do anything. Thank you, stream. See the tower again. Oh, perfect timing, son. so green.
Play a game of Forest Limbo. How low can you go? It's actually not very low. Ugh. Limbo. Heading into Scarecrow. It is 1,200 meters. Actually, not really bad. Portage. I'm lucky with all the portages today. They've actually all been pretty nice. And the sun's back.
And a little bit of sun to greet us on the Scarecrow. Another view of Ellis Tower. Looks like somebody's taking a ranger cabin site, fortunately. Met a group of boys. Sounds like they're on a 50-day canoe trip, and they're on day 30. Freaking crazy, man. Can't imagine. It would be epic. We made it to Scarecrow. Got our stuff set up and somehow got the exact site we wanted. I feel like we've gotten so lucky on this trip with sites. We considered staying at the base of the hike for Ishpatina Ridge, but I have stayed there before and it's not a super spectacular site. I do love the history. The piers are still there from the old ranger cabin, so it's kind of interesting. But anyways, we're loving the fact that we got the site we wanted with a beautiful view of Ishpatina Ridge on the other side of the island. Can't wait to hike that tomorrow. So we've had yet another gear failure on this trip, and this is another pretty bad one. Crucial piece of gear, it's our tent. And another hole. Happened on the beach site last night. We're not sure how. Setting up on a beach seems like the least likely way to rip your bottom of your tent, but we're wondering if there's a piece of glass or something like that, because we were finding little bits of glass in the beach. So that's probably when it happened. Ugh, party sites, man. It was a beautiful spot, but yeah. Not sure how we're gonna fix that one. That's definitely gonna have to wait until we get home. Good morning. The sun's doing some weird stuff with the fog this morning. It just seemed like a complete blanket when I got up, but now it almost seems like there's a sparse layer just over the lake, and then above that there's a super thick layer of fog, and the sun's kind of disappeared up into it. It's crazy. I'm just out here on the side of the island facing Ishpatina Ridge and waiting for it to pop out and say hello. Ooh. One last look before we climb her today. We're starting to paddle over to the ranger cabin site at the base of Ishpatina Ridge to do the hike. Ooh. And I can actually see the ridge finally through the fog a little bit. This is what we're doing with our rest day. Hiking the highest point in Ontario. We're just starting our hike up to Ishpatina Ridge. I don't remember the start or the end of this trail being super steep, but it is bushy. We're just starting from the ranger cabin site on Scarecrow Lake, which is a pretty average little lake in the Lady Evelyn Smoothwater Provincial Park. I remember this hike being like an hour and a half, something like that, the first time I did it, so we'll see how it goes. Definitely regretting doing this super early in the morning because everything is soaking wet. But it should be a fun time. Trying to keep dry feet through this because we've been living with wet feet for the last 3 or 4 days pretty consistently. So we're hoping to have a break from that. The hike actually feels pretty easy after having a canoe on my shoulders for the last 9 days doing this. Same kind of thing. Feels like walking downhill. No big deal. Welcome to the steep zone. I'm pretty sure we're entering the part of the hike that just goes up and up and up, seemingly forever. Doesn't look that bad yet, but if my memory serves me correctly, it just gets worse and worse. Kind of like the Stairmaster 10,000. Welcome to Dick Lake. I'm pretty sure it's the highest lake in Ontario, but don't quote me on that. I don't have the map with me to double check my facts. Super clear though. Might get a better look at it on our way down when the sun's overhead some more. Ooh, that breeze is nice. I don't remember there being a lot of the hike left after Dick Lake. I think you're pretty close at that point. I do remember a stretch of incline again, and then there's the top. Well, my memory could be totally off, so who knows? Whew, the hill's got to throw one last steep incline at you right before the top. See the view getting good through the trees though. Holy. Looks like the fog's still possibly rolling off the lakes, which would be amazing. Well, we made it. Welcome to the highest point in Ontario. It's been a long journey to get up here, but well worth it. Ooh, it's bringing back good memories of the trip I did 4 or 5 years ago. With a bunch of friends, first epic canoe trip I ever did. Oh man, such a great feeling. Just remember when you get to the top of Ishpatina Ridge that the blueberries are plentiful. There's literally patches of blueberries all around the tower. If you forgot to bring a snack up here, don't worry. As long as the blueberries are in season. You technically can camp at the top of Ishpatina Ridge, but it's generally not a good idea because it's very frequently hit by lightning. So personally wouldn't recommend it, although it is very tempting. We plan on just staying up here for a little bit and enjoying the view, because this is our rest day on the canoe trip. Rest day, right? Climb the highest point in Ontario. We're probably going to start working our way down off Ishpatina Ridge now. We still have a bit of paddling and a few portages to do, and then we got to find another camp for the night. Last full day of the trip, so we're taking it easy and hopefully have some energy for getting out of here tomorrow, because we have a 1.5 kilometer portage. Yeah, I feel like I could go for a nap. We're both a little tuckered today. Bye, Scarecrow. I wasn't even scared. Hey, puppy doo. Are you tired, puppy doo? Oh, I'm so tired. Those stupid stink flies won't leave you alone. Yeah, you get that stink fly. Protects my legs, no. Gotta be like almost 2 o'clock and we're only doing our first portage. Slackers today. Ugh. do not remember that portage from doing it years ago, but I suppose it makes sense. On a trip where you do a whole bunch of portages, you're likely not to remember the little insignificant. No! Okay, you're swimming then. I didn't tell you to go. Well, you jumped out. You stopped and grabbed a stick in the middle of the stream. Hey, go, Pete. Come on. I'm waiting for you. She likes to jump ship as soon as you touch anything. Going through these little narrow sections with her. Okay, I feel like I do remember that. I feel like the water was higher when I came through here before, because I don't remember scraping most of the way down. I don't know. Hey, Nona, let's get out. Good girl. You walk it. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. I'll meet you at the bottom, Nona. I had to get the extra weight out of the canoe so I didn't scrape every single rock. No, you're walking. Good girl. Oh, it's getting a bit too hard on the boat. Time for the river boots. Ooh, that feels nice. Give me 1 second, Nona. Okay. Okay. Will it be shallow again here? Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, great. All right, Nona. Go, 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 go. Go, Nona. It's okay. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl. It's a difference in weight. I'll let you back in a minute. No, you keep walking. Good girl. That section was a bit hard on the boat. Ugh. Okay, Nona, can you get in? Good girl. Oh, it feels so nice. The water is beautiful, beautiful. The water is beautiful, beautiful. Wait, I gotta get in first, Dopey. So we made it to a site on Hamlow. Not the nicest site. It's kind of along the Ishpatina Ridge hiking trail, but that was pretty much all of our options if we wanted a quick getaway tomorrow. We laid down for a nap when we got here and were woken up to a truck coming in, hauling side by side, which was a little abrupt, but the couple and their kids were pretty nice. They told us bull moose has been frequenting this spot, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we see a moose. That'd be cool. Castle got to see one on the trip, but I missed it.
You moose misser?
So hopefully we get to both see a moose tonight. Site doesn't have the best boat parking. Ooh. Probably because it's more meant for hikers. The last night of a trip like this is always kind of bittersweet. In some ways, I want to go home and have a shower, maybe grab some McDonald's or some dirty fast food on the way home. But in other ways, I'd rather just stay out here. It's too beautiful. It's too peaceful. After 5 days or so, I always say it just starts to feel like home. When you're moving every day, it just starts to feel like your job and feels natural. Can't wait to enjoy one last sunset out here though. I never get sick of Temagami. It's always my favorite. Every time I come up here, the scenery, the solitude, it's just hard to beat, man. A lot of other parks you go, the Portages are just too easy, too well beaten. It's nice in some ways for an easy trip, but I love nights like this where pretty sure we have the whole lake to ourselves. Last fire of the trip. Another sad end to the trip. What's our last meal for the trip, so?
If I can find it. We're having tomato sauce with rice and lentils and some dehydrated chicken. And as an extra special treat, we have some mashed potatoes.
Ooh, the mashed potato.
Mashed potatoes.
We had some with our dinner last night, garlic flavored, and they were spectacular. Felt like we were eating a full, hearty meal out here. We're just trying to get packed up and get out of here this morning. It's the last morning. You can see the sun just starting to poke up the hills. We probably woke up the earliest this morning the whole trip, but we knew we had a long day ahead of us. Not a lot of paddling and portaging, but a long drive, and then unload the truck when we get home. Not excited to be out of here, but I'm excited for our shower. How do you feel that the trip's over?
I'm sad to go home, back to real life, but it'll be nice to be warm. It was pretty cold last night.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. Oh. Not as good a fog show as yesterday. Ooh, can't wait to get paddling. Yet another beauty morning. I remember this portage. It will forever live in my mind in infamy. On the first long canoe trip I did, what I would consider long at least, this was the longest portage, and at the time it seemed massive. Now since then I've done a fair few longer portages than this, so we'll see how it holds up. Will it be as bad as I remember? Even if it is, it's the last portage of the trip, so enjoy it.
Well, the last portage, it's not bad. Like, it's long, but it's not very difficult compared to some of the other portages we had that were shorter. Like the marsh sections and some of the hillier sections. Like, this isn't very technical. There's like a couple little rolling hills in here, but otherwise it's pretty flat. So, not bad portage. Really sad to be leaving this trip. It's been really nice. Don't really want to go back to reality, back to the regular world. Anyway, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy a 15-15 first thing in the morning. Let us know the longest portage you've ever done, or the worst portage that you've ever done, and why. I'd love to hear. Ryan kept mentioning this Valley of the Ferns on this portage when we talk about it. And it is the end of the portage signifier. If you're heading back towards the Sturgeon anyway. It's really pretty.
Whew. Portage wasn't nearly as bad as I remember. It could be just because the ones going through Solus put things completely in perspective. It made that one seem like a cakewalk, really. Oh, well, we're just starting in on the Sturgeon River now. Just have basically a kilometer or something like that down the Sturgeon River, but looks like we're going to be wading the first little bit of it, so. Good Nona. You gotta walk. It's too shallow, Nona. I'm not gonna leave you. Oh, I don't remember this section being this long. And I think we're on the Sturgeon now. I can't remember if that's Stove Creek. It might be Stove Creek. Connects you up. Now, we just have to find our exit. Oh, yeah, I don't remember that part being so shallow. Felt like a lot more work than I remember it being. In and out of the boat. Good times. Well, we made it back to the truck. It was a long trip, lots of hardships, gear failures, sloppy portages, steep portages, but we made it. Ooh, I got out there for some adventures of your own. They're waiting for you.